Hello, it's your girl Khaleesi K. How's everybody doing tonight? I got my niece with me, Miss Bree.
Hey everyone, this is B Bree. As she said, you can follow me at xoxo.motherhood. It's a platform available on Instagram to all mothers where we embrace everything in motherhood.
So, my girl, my name is Khaleesi K. So I'm a mother of seven, really eight, really a whole bunch. I've been mother to many people. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a t-shirt business. I have a jewelry business. I'm actually in the process right now revamping things, getting things to where they need to be, so I can get out here and give y'all these great products that God has given me to create. I have a nonprofit that is called The Back of My Sisters, which I'm getting back up and running, which is helping as far as for women and young girls to know who they are in God, to help you figure out what your spiritual gifts are, what your purpose is in life, to help you to just become the woman that God has called you to be. A lot of us don't necessarily always get the guidance in that, so I want to be able to help any and all in that area. I am also part of a gospel ministry called the Spiritual Gifts. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. Called Donald Godbolt and Spiritual Gifts. We go out and sing for the Lord, and do what we can to bring people to God. I can say that I've always been this this woman of God. I've definitely been a heathen back in the day. So it's amazing to me to see how far God has brought me. So I am using my gifts, which is my speech, my talking, to be able to come and help bring people closer to God, help you to develop your relationship with Him, because we all have trials and tribulations that we go through, and sometimes we don't know what to do. A lot of us turn away from the church because we have church hurt, or there's been just different things just to be able to happen that just makes you not be able to trust the church anymore. So a lot of people out here doing a lot of more spirituality type of things, and some of those things that you don't even realize will separate you from God. A lot of people turn away from the Bible. A piece of my story is, like I said, mother of seven. I was married, but I've been divorced for 4 years now. My marriage was ripped apart due to my ex-husband becoming a Hebrew Israelite. Most people would say, well, why would that happen? And I'm like, well, we brought our kids up together in Christianity. Um, Somehow, some way, somebody sent him a video that put him into a point of curiosity. He started jumping into different things like Zionist and Scientology, and he landed on Hebrew Israelites. And at first, it started off with um, him just, having his Bible studies with his friends. And then eventually, without my knowledge, he joined one of the camps. And once he joined one of the camps, things became more radical in the household. It became more of a separation. There was no more love in the household like we were used to. It became more of an obedience type of thing. Um, and we tried to work through as much as we could, but eventually we just, separated and divorced. I don't hate him. I love him. He's a good guy, good man. Um, he's just lost. My opinion. Ain't nobody got to agree with it, but I know what I went through, and I know the man that I married, and I know the person that he's become. And as much as he may like to tell any and everybody that will listen that he's a better man now, that's nothing but a lie. He was definitely a better man beforehand. Because any man that walks away from his children, I ain't even thinking about me, but walks away for his children for a religion, you can't tell me that's a better person. So that's just a little bit of background on me. But of course, I will have, other stories, other topics that I will definitely go in deeper about, my journey and what actually brought me closer to God and what taught me about spiritual warfare, because we don't necessarily get taught that in church. They skim over the same thing of the stuff that kind of makes you feel good and faith and things of that. And all of that is very important. But you have to know how to war.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know to bind and rebuke? Do you know how to um, fast and pray. When you're supposed to fast, how you're supposed to fast. Those are different things that you do that only those demons and those strongholds can be broken by fasting and praying. And if we aren't being taught that, then we wonder why we steady go through the same things, or why, you may pray, 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 but nothing is happening. And that's because these things right here aren't being taught. So God has decided to make me one of his vessel of honors to come about and start helping you guys to understand and guide you. I don't know everything, so please don't make it seem like I know it all, because I don't know it all. I'm still learning. God is still pruning me. He is still, elevating me to where he wants me to get to. But today is the day I start my podcast, and continue to be obedient to what it is that he's telling me to do. So, I love to take y'all along the way on the journey with me, so we can all become all that God calls us to be, because he's going to put the riches in our pockets as long as we do and be obedient. So,
Hallelujah.
you agree?
I agree. Hallelujah.
And the funny thing about it is, with my niece being here, that's a part of the being of the obedience. I have so much things in place, and she has a lot of things in place. Like she just told you, follow her on Instagram.
Yes.
I'm getting to a point of, starting that, because I don't like being in front of the camera, but I'm here today. I'm being obedient. It is what it is.
Yes. And I don't like being in front of the camera either. I'm here as an assistant, so if y'all see me just chilling in the cut, that's what it is. I'm here to be in and out, but I love it. This is the first day, and I'm proud of her for venturing off into this and starting somewhere.
Appreciate it, boo. All right, so today I wanted to talk about accountability. Ooh, accountability is huge. A lot of people don't take accountability into what it is that they are doing. Everybody likes to point the finger, excuse me, at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't me, it's you, it's you. If you wouldn't have did, if you wouldn't have said, if you wouldn't have thought. So is what people fail to realize is when you constantly point the finger at somebody else and you're telling somebody that if you wouldn't have did X, Y, and Z, essentially you're saying is that people control you. Because if somebody can say and do something that's going to make you act out of character, they're essentially controlling you. So you can't say that you have self-control within yourself.
Yeah.
You can't claim to be like, I'm big, I'm bad, or I'm the boss, or can't nobody do X, Y, and Z. Because if I can do and say X, Y, and Z and make you flip like that, I'm controlling you at that point.
Having self-control is being big and bad.
Thank you.
It's the opposite.
But it's one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit as well, is for us to have self-control.
Obedience and discipline.
Yes.
Discipline.
We are to learn to guard our emotions, because many people know how to push your buttons to be able to get a reaction out of you. You know, you think about Karens. What do? They say certain things to get up under people's nerves, right? Make you begin to act out of character.
Yeah.
But then when they get the ones that don't respond in the way that they want them to, they don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It makes them look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people fail to realize. If you start learning to take accountability for your actions, then you are becoming in more self-control and you are being obedient to God. You would think that that's not in the Bible, but it actually is in the Bible.
Right.
One of the scriptures, because I looked it up. Well, first, before I even talk about scriptures, let's just say the clear definition of what accountability is. Accountability is the fact or condition of being accountable. Responsibility, being responsible. So taking responsibility for your choice, your words, your actions, what it is that you choose to do. If you made the decision to do it, whether it's right or wrong, stand on that.
Yeah.
Ain't it what y'all saying now? Stand on business?
Stand on business.
Okay, so we're going to stand on business, then make sure that what you do, you back it up. Instead of saying, if you wouldn't have did it. I can't stand that. I done got into it with my little guy friend, and he'll say, yep, I did. I said that. Correct. I did. You know what I'm saying?
Not about
this
me
is
right
why.
now.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't have a problem with taking accountability for what it is that I've done, because I know for me, I'm not fixing to point the finger at nobody else.
Yeah.
Can I say, yeah, I caught an attitude because you had an attitude with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm aware that that's why I caught the attitude. I didn't have one just because. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Be able to speak simple truth, but you got so many people that's trying to manipulate people, get over on people,
Yeah.
play games with people because everybody is
Gaslight.
trying to get up some type of way. Like it's almost like morals are out the door in today's time. Nobody, um, just nobody wants to be able to be real anymore. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's good to be fake.
Social media.
Uh, Everybody getting the fake lips, fake nose, fake booty, fake breasts, small waist. I mean, it used to be that to be real was the thing.
Mm,
Now it's like to be fake is the
yeah.
thing.
It's your body. Do what you want. That's what they say. If you want to change your body, you change your body.
And you know what? And I'm going to say with that, that's cool. But at some point when you change it so much,
And we don't recognize you.
huh? What does that say about you?
Yeah.
It says a lot about you. It says what, in my opinion, again, you ain't got to agree. You don't love yourself.
You being a whole new character. But I can see some women, doing it different because, certain women don't know what it's like to not have a butt. So some people may want to have a butt.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but I
But you
get
know what
what
I'm
you're
going to say?
saying too.
Squat it out. I used to be a personal
Sometimes it ain't
trainer.
possible.
You can build a booty. I put one on somebody before. I used to squat her out every exercise. Matter of fact, I go to my homie Jerome. Jerome will build
Look,
you
there
a
go.
booty.
Jerome in the house. That needs to be his thing. Jerome
Jerome
in
in
the
the
house.
house,
He'll get
yes.
some people coming in.
Okay? No, Jerome will, he will build you a booty.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? And it will be real and it will be yours.
Yeah. I agree too, though. I feel like you shouldn't mess with what God created, but I
Right.
get the other side too. Like some people just want to
Right.
enhance
Well,
themselves
I'm gonna
or
put it like
whatever.
this. Now I'm gonna be transparent. After my last child, I had a breast lift.
Mhm.
Now I don't have, nothing in there, but they did, do the lipo from
Yeah.
here and then add here
And
and
that's
lift
what I
it.
think that's what I'm like referring to, like that
Right.
type of stuff. That's okay, but sometimes when you have your whole face missing, like
Right.
you a whole new
Oh, in
person.
person, correct. I'm just saying, but I had to look. I have, four naturally kids, and I breastfed majority of them. They were like flapjacks. Your girl couldn't be around here like that, so I
And a lot
lifted
of
them.
people,
You
to
know what
be
I'm saying?
honest, don't even know what they would do if they had money, because that's expensive. So a lot of people don't ever touch that money. So
Right.
it's easy to be like, girl, I would never get my body done. As soon as you get that check, I done seen it. Some
Really.
girls go out and spend money, like their income tax checks, different things on getting their body done.
Right, and that's crazy
But yeah,
because at the end of
that's
the day,
just
but
a
then
whole
you
nother
going right
thing.
back to struggling.
Exactly.
It
That's
don't
a
keep
whole
a
nother
man.
thing.
You know, all it does. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
whole nother
it's
thing.
a
I'm
whole nother
sorry.
topic. No, you
Sorry,
good.
we didn't mean to
You
talk
good.
about botched
But
bodies.
we just talked about. Well, I know we didn't mean to go into botched bodies, but but that goes into the whole thing of fakeness. You know what I'm saying? Taking accountability. If you gonna do it, do it. Just be honest. This ain't all me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people can tell it's all me. Be okay. Be with what it is. But what I'm talking about as far as with accountability is just at the end of the day, relationships are falling apart because people are becoming narcissists. To the point to where they don't take the blame for anything.
Right.
Or you don't take responsibility for the things that you have said and that you have done, and you continue to point the finger. So let me go to the scripture that I found. Found in the Bible. First one is Proverbs 28:13. It says, "The one who conceals his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them will find mercy." So that simply is saying that, when you continue to hide what it is that you are doing, God is not going to prosper you. You know what I'm saying? We are supposed to be honest. We are supposed to be, God already knows, but he also wants us to confess our sins.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for the wrongdoing that we are doing. That's how we get his mercy and his grace. But when you continue to lie and continue to act like as if you didn't do anything, it says right here, you will not be shown any type of mercy.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to go to the word about anything because, again, like what I was kind of dealing with in my marriage, it's all about, the white man is taking the Bible so they could, get over on us black people, and the preachers ain't this and the preachers ain't that. But God says, study to show thyself approved. So if
Mm-hmm.
you only listening to people on videos, if you only listening to pastors and you ain't picking up the Bible and reading and praying for yourself, you are out of order.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot
True.
of people do what? Point the finger at pastors and everybody else, the white man and whoever else
All
for
the
why
time.
you ain't got no relationship with God.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Or they just go to church on Sundays and that's it.
That's it. But are you going home and reading?
Reading, exactly.
You ain't got to do it that day, but do you pick up your Bible any other day?
Mm-hmm.
The word will guide you in every aspect of your life, especially if you just take the time to pray and give it to God and ask Him. He will guide you, He will give you the word. I'm a living witness of it.
Right.
When I was going through with my marriage, I used to go to church. We used to go to church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I never knew about spiritual warfare until I started going through this with my ex husband.
Mm-hmm.
This is what brought me closer to God. I would literally get up every morning. He was taking the kids to school at that time, and I was babysitting my friend's grandson. He would come in the morning, he would sleep. I'd get my Bible out, you know what I'm saying, get out my pen and paper, and I would pray. And then, you know how you have your apps and you get your
Yeah.
scripture daily. So I would take that scripture, I would read over it,
Mm-hmm.
pray, and I would read not only the scripture, I would read the whole passage.
Okay.
And God would literally just take me on a journey. And everything that I needed, He was providing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it even got so deep to the point to where when me and my ex-husband were trying to come back to each other and work things out, God was giving us the same scriptures on the same day.
Got you. Mm.
So to see God work in that manner, trying to show you how He's trying to bring husband and wife back together, because what? You're one.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to submit to each other. That's in the word. So, but when you got some men in your head telling you that God don't talk to women,
Mm.
right? When you got men in your head telling you you ain't supposed to listen to your wife, see, that's following man.
Yeah.
That ain't following the word.
That's different.
Right. But spiritual warfare taught me how to continue to go through that, you know.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I did like 2 40-day fasts with nothing but water. And that literally, the second one is what caused me and him to come back together.
Because you're a strong woman doing that too.
Hey, it was nobody but God driven, because believe me, it was not of that of myself.
Yeah.
But I took accountability for the different things that
Mhm.
I did, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I know that my anger, you know, played a part in it, you know what I'm saying? Because of being angry and being hurt and not believing that, dang, we done been together, you know, 12, 13 years, and this is what it's coming down to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden you listening to some men that you only known for a couple of weeks over your wife that's been here,
Right.
going through, you know, custody battles and all of that with you,
It's tough.
and a man that you don't even know his name. You just know the
Mm.
made up name. Yeah. You just know the made up name, but he can tell you things about your wife and you just go along with it. You know, so,
That's tough.
but I look at that, I look at my divorce and I look at that part of my marriage as a blessing.
Right.
Why? Because it brought me closer to God.
Exactly.
I have a stronger and deeper relationship with God. So if that's what I had to endure and go through, thank you,
Mhm.
because it could have been worse.
And now you're here too.
Yeah, and a lot of people have gone through worse. So I don't look at it like, woe is me. Thank you, God. Thank you
Yeah.
for the journey. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a bad one.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a horrible marriage. He was definitely a good father, good man. I can't say necessarily good father right now because he's abandoned his children.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But the heart of the man that I married, good man,
Was there? Yeah.
good father. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't talk down on him. Never will. Don't hate him. I wish him and his new wife well.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And all the success and everything, what it is that they're doing. So at the end of the day, like, you'll never find me hating.
Yeah. This is just your story, your experience.
That's all
And
it
if
is.
the shoe fits, then
Put it on.
the show.
Flaunt it.
You hear me? So hey.
Right. So again, you know, accountability goes a long way. And
Mhm.
if you find that accountability will also help you in relationships, in arguments. If you can honestly be like, yes, I did that. I'm sorry. I hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to, or I'm angry. Let me
Mhm.
calm down for a moment. Think before you speak. Relationships could be so much better.
Mhm.
We just
I
really
agree.
take the time for all of that. So then I looked, and there's another scripture, and it's off in Matthew 12, verses 36 through 37. It says, I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word they speak. For by your words, you will be condemned or you will be blessed. And it might not be exactly that at the very end because I forgot to write the rest of it, but it's okay. But at the end of the day, God holds us accountable for every careless word that we speak.
Period. Yes.
So when you're choosing to be nasty, choosing to be mean, and you like to stand in that and be like, well, I don't care because I was right. I
Mhm.
don't care because that's how I feel. So what? So what? God is looking at that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, people really do feel strongly
Yeah.
about that, and it's a lot of immaturity in that. Because if the shoe's on the other foot and somebody's doing that to you, it's oh my gosh, they did this
Victim.
to me. Victim.
And then that other person need to take accountability for what they did to
Right.
you.
I just be like, oh my gosh.
So what do you think it takes to get there though, to like realize that you may need to take accountability for some things that you're doing?
First would be is pay attention to what people are telling you.
Mhm.
If you're constantly getting into it with people and maybe they're saying the same thing like you don't listen
Mhm.
or you're not hearing me
Yeah.
or that's not what I said, at some point everybody isn't wrong.
Mhm.
Who's the common denominator? You are.
Right.
So that's the first thing that you can kind of look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I really paying attention to what somebody is saying? Learn to actively listen,
Mhm.
not to be in your emotions. Just because you feel like something doesn't mean that it's right.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, you have to really sit back and take accountability for yourself. Look within yourself. That's the first thing in fixing any and all
Look
relationships.
in the mirror.
That's it. Put it up in front of yourself.
Some people have a hard time doing that.
Oh, of
But
course.
sometimes life will bring you to that mirror. So where you
Oh,
have no choice but to look at it. It's just you and the mirror in
that's it.
there.
And
No
they be
bed, no
hating it.
nothing. Just
And they be hating it,
but you have to definitely look in that mirror and make sure you like what you see.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't, and some people have not had the example,
That's what I'm
or have been
saying.
around nothing but chaos and trauma. So that's really what they know in their life. And I understand that. But at some point, you can't, I mean, you can, but it's not healthy to continue to carry your trauma, things from your past into your future. And what I mean by when I say that is that you can say, like, as far as, okay, women, and you can say, oh, back in the day I had friends and my friends did X, Y, and Z, and she screwed over me in that instant. That's why I don't do females today. That's why I don't do friends today. Well, you can't put that on people that's in the
Yeah.
future because they didn't do that to you.
Yeah.
And you may miss some blessings
Doing that.
because you ain't let go of your past. That was that person.
Mm-hmm.
So now in this new time, why not go to God and say, God, direct my steps. Bring those that are for me into my circle. Give me the discernment to know whether or not they are for me or not for me. Yeah, the thing is being disrespectful. That was a mosquito, y'all. It was being real disrespectful.
I hope it didn't get me.
No, it didn't. It bounced right on off. But that's what you have to do. Like again, you take everything to God. He will guide you. He will bring the people,
Yeah, I believe it
the
too.
right people around you. One of my prayers starting last year was, God, please remove any and all people who are not for me out of my life. And when I tell you he started moving them, he started moving them.
No, for
And
real.
some of them I have to be like, wow.
Can't believe it.
Right. Because they be the ones that be like, oh, I'm rooting for you. I'm right there for you. All the while, they really ain't. Talking mess behind your back.
Mm.
The different things of that nature. Wanting to be all up in your business because they ain't got no business and don't have no life. You know, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, why am I so important to you? You know?
They
Like my
avoiding that
life ain't
mirror.
exciting like that, but clearly to be.
Yeah.
But he started removing people out of my life, and I was just like, wow, okay. And so then my next thing has been continue that prayer along with remove all distractions.
Mhm.
And that started to move another set of people out of my life.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? This is why now I'm able to start this podcast
Yeah.
because he's removing distractions out of my life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the things that if you ask sincere and
You
real and
shall
you really
receive.
want to move with God, he will do.
Yeah, I believe that too.
But if you don't open up your eyes, if you don't do the inner work, you going to miss your blessings. Sometimes they spin around, but sometimes they just going to be lost. I
Mhm.
don't want to take that chance.
And
And I
some
know I've,
blessings don't be from God.
oh,
So
no. And that's why you have to sit back and if you read the word, you know
yeah,
what's from God and what's not from
exactly. Some
God.
people be mistaken.
If it's something that is anything that's against his word,
Yeah.
it's not a blessing.
Yeah.
If he married, he ain't yours. He ain't come from God. I'm just saying he ain't come from God. You know, look, I'm again.
If you done took something from somebody, stealing all of that different
It's not
things,
yours.
and you out here buying Gucci with the money you stole from somebody, like
Right.
it's not good. It's not
That's
a
not a
win.
blessing.
Yeah, that's not a win. You ain't up one.
No. Just know that everything like that you do, it comes around full
It
circle.
does. It does.
Yeah. Because what you do to somebody will come back on you. So
Mhm.
your best bet is why even do it?
Why even do it?
God sees all and knows all. That's why I used to tell my kids, you know, even though I may not know what you're doing, God sees all and he knows all. And he's going to let me know what it is that you're doing. It may not be right now,
Mhm.
but it will show up later.
It does.
And they
All
have
the
definitely
time.
been amazed, be like, dang, how she know? You be
Try to warn ya.
amazed at what God has done.
Try to tell you.
All the way. So accountability for me has been like the main thing that's been going on in my life. It's been so much chaos here lately of me just really trying to mind my own business, do what's right, get to a place for myself and my kids, and really just trying to be obedient with what God is telling me to do.
Mhm.
And Satan is definitely throwing
Those
everything at me.
stones.
Everything. Finances, people, kids, you know what I'm saying? Cars. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. And I
Mhm.
dare not say what else more because I don't want nothing else more.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I keep going because the victory is already won. I
Mhm.
already know that I've won.
Mhm.
I already know that Satan is defeated, that he's beneath my feet. So that's how I continue to get up each day. Just like when I was just trying to tell my kids, you know, I was telling one of my kids the other day because trying to motivate her to get up and do some things, right?
Mhm.
And so I just told her, I said, if I had the mindset like everybody around me,
Mhm.
we would be homeless, without a car, we would be starving.
That's not good.
No, because a lot of people that surround me have a pessimistic mindset.
Mhm.
When something happens, it's like, woe is me, or, oh my gosh, you know, oh, this is that, and then they want to stay stuck on that. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else says, but they said this about me and this is that, and I just be like, so what?
Yeah.
People are
Like
gonna talk whether you do good or they're
life
gonna
goes
talk whether
on.
you do bad. So at the end of the day, I don't have time for it. You know. Oh, I think my camera went off. So at the end of the day, it's just I don't be caring. Like I'm just trying to tell her that you have to continue to be positive in all things, no matter what it is that you come across, no matter what it is that happens. You
Mhm.
have to say, okay, this happened. It was horrible. It was bad. Vent about it. But your attitude should be, now what's next?
Yeah.
How do I overcome this? You know what I'm saying? What else do I do?
Mhm.
Rather than sitting dormant and being like, woe is me. I'm going to be honest, one day I tried to be depressed.
You tried to.
I did. I tried to be depressed. And believe me, I'm not making fun of anybody that has that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a
Not at
spirit.
all.
Bind and rebuke it. See, if you know about spiritual warfare, you can bind that thing up and you can rebuke it and send it to the pits of hell from where it belongs. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what God has given us.
Yeah.
He don't give you that spirit. That's what Satan puts on you.
Yeah.
So when you know it's not nothing of God, that ought to make you want to get up.
Yeah. For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
But but I did one day. I tried like something that happened, and I was like, I'm not gonna get out of bed today. I'm gonna lay in bed, and I'm not gonna do anything. And I laid there maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and I scrolled, and I was like, this is not for me. I gotta get up.
That's good.
I was like, what is this doing for me? Me laying here and sulking about what has happened. What is that doing for me?
Making it worse.
That's it. Oh, am I? Sorry, my bad. But I'm like, what has that done for me? It hasn't done anything for me. It hasn't. I mean, I'm a problem solver. So to sit and sulk is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's non-negotiable. That's the only way. People wonder. People always say, Kim, you always doing, you always going. I got to. I'm not supposed to let nothing grow up under my feet. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to keep it pushing. Yeah, this happened. Okay, now what? What's next? Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. It's what you got to do in life.
It is. I'm learning that too.
Yeah.
I think when you hard on yourself, that's the problem I have, being hard on myself. I really don't too much care what other people think, but being hard on yourself, that's where it comes into place.
Yeah, and I've dealt with people that are hard on themselves.
Yeah.
But you have to give yourself grace and mercy, just
That's
like
what I'm
God give you
working
that.
on. Like,
Yeah.
girl, please.
Like, but
Came
who told
this
you?
far, like,
But who told you had to be perfect?
exactly.
What manual did you have?
None.
Right. So at that part, that's where you got to give yourself the grace and mercy to say,
Yeah.
you know what? I made a bad choice. That's okay. That's taking accountability. Now you know what not to do. That's how you learn, is by making mistakes.
It is.
If you don't make mistakes, how do you ever know what's right and what's wrong?
And if you keep making the same mistakes, you haven't grown.
Well, that's it. Well, at that point, it's no longer
It's
making
you,
a
it's your
mistake. You're
character.
making a choice.
Yeah, that's part of you.
Now at that point, you're choosing to do those things.
Right.
So yeah, that's the difference that people want to know. Oh no, I keep making. No, you can't keep making the same mistake. That's a choice at that point. Yeah,
Making a decision.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, accountability plays a huge part in your everyday life. On your job, with your kids. And I know everybody don't like to say I'm sorry. I don't like to say I'm sorry. But I'll say it. And when I say it, I mean it. It's not saying it just to be as far as for lip service.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my heart is not to hurt nobody's feelings. My kids and people have always said I have such an authoritative voice, and my voice can be so harsh and, I don't know, loud at times.
That's good.
Aggressive. But I'm like, this is the voice God gave me.
And I'm going to use it.
Right. So take it up with God. Like I told my kids, this is the voice y'all had when you was in my womb. So you should be used to it, if nothing else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know when I'm yelling. And just because I may be talking authoritative, it might have my tone, I ain't yelling. Because when I'm yelling, the half of the block is going to hear.
Oh, they going to hear.
So, I mean, at some point, like, give me some grace.
You have one of those yells was like, who are you? Like, who did you just turn into?
Right. I do. And I've learned to have my self-control. And it takes a lot to pull it out of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it takes a lot. But I be telling people, please don't. Because that's a piece of me that I definitely keep on the back burner.
No, for real.
And believe me, but if you get to tap dancing, and
you're going to find out. Go around and find out, like
Right.
they be saying.
Most definitely. So I'm definitely not trying to go back into those old ways, but definitely.
You're taking accountability for that.
Yeah.
And now you're able to let it be used when it needs to be used.
Have self-control.
There it is.
Yes. And that's what we have to do in order to grow. So at the end of the day, like, it's so much that these people are out here just doing, kids. Oh, parents, please get a hold of your children. Because what your children is doing, especially when it's out of line, that's your fault.
It is, especially at a certain age when you know that they're not old enough to make their own decisions.
But what do parents say? That's them. They do it. No, 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 no. That's you. Take accountability. Your daughter's disrespectful because you ain't checking her mouth. She's disrespectful because you're treating her like a friend rather than a mother and child relationship. Can you be a friend with your child? I say it's a fine line. And if you don't know how to walk a fine line, then you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
And you have to maybe develop that friendship once they become grown. But if you don't know how to walk that line as when they're younger and they're smaller, then you just have to be a mother. Yeah. Because God holds you accountable for what you're teaching your kids.
Yeah.
He holds you accountable for every choice and things that they do. So at the end of the day, these kids are really being raised by iPads, telephones, and things of that nature. And I get it. Mine wasn't. And even Nomi was on a tablet and phone, but I also took time, sat down with her, read books, taught her how to hold a pencil, write her name. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that I was doing with my child. Like, that's what we have to do. Schools are here to teach, but that's not their only, that's not what you're supposed to help teach at home. You're supposed to help with the teachers. You know what I'm saying? Not help your child to be a problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has this thing like, well, I got a right to feel this way and I got a right. You do. But again, sit back and say, is it really right? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, would you tolerate that?
Exactly.
And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to look at it from another person's perspective. But that's how I keep myself in check.
Me too. I just learned that too. It's a quote, listen to understand, not to be understood. And yes. I think that's helped me just recently in situations just because I understand who I'm talking to or what the person is about. I'm not trying to defend my part because it's like I understand who I'm talking to. Right. No.
And another one of those sayings is listen to understand, not to defend.
Yeah. That's what it feel like.
Because a lot of people want to defend, but no, this, but this is not. But if you listen and understand, understanding is everything. And I say that to a lot of people. Even to my little guy friend, I'll be like, understanding is everything. Like, it's times that he thinks that I don't get him. I do get him because I understand. I listen a lot. So I listen. When people start telling me what they go through in their life and what they've dealt with and, the things that they've gone through, it makes me to understand why they think the way they think, why they make choices the way they make choices, their limited experiences or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Then it starts making me to understand this is why this is. So now I'm not going to get offended by certain things.
Exactly.
Because I know that you have not maybe experienced this. You may not have been around this. You may not been brought up in this way. I learned with being brought up in the suburbs. I was brought up in the suburbs, brought up in Richardson, and part of my family was brought up in, Pleasant Grove, South Dallas. Now, to me, it's all the city, right? Yeah. None of that is any difference to me. But as time went along and started being around each other, I started seeing the difference of mindsets. You know what I'm saying? The different outlook of life. I had one say, oh, girl, yeah, my son just got a shirt and a pair of pants, and it was $110. And I'm looking like, for one shirt and one pair of pants, $110? No. I was like, baby, I could have had about 3, 4, 5 outfits at Ross.
I was just about to say Ross. Like, no. What?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not for no kids.
And then when I say that, they were like, you shop at Ross? Yeah. Well, why not? I don't think I'm better than nobody. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, but you have the mindset that the more expensive stuff that you have and that you buy, that makes you the it person.
Like no.
But the stuff I wear all the time is Walmart, Ross, Burlington. You know what I'm saying? And I get complimented on my clothes all the time.
You make it.
Thank you. I
That's
make
what
my
it
clothes.
is. It's
Yes.
not about the clothes, the brand. You make it. Now, if you
At
got it, you
all.
want to spend it, then cool. But outside of it, don't be going broke behind no just to be able to say like you got this.
Thank you.
That's not cute.
At all.
That's
What
not
they
cute.
say, you got a $500 bag with $20 sitting in it.
Make it make sense. You're asking your friends.
I'm gonna need you to be real.
Make it make sense.
Be real. But don't be out here
Or you
scamming folks so you can be
Ubering
able to
and lifting
look.
the places, and you got this $500 with no car. Like no,
Right.
it don't make sense.
It doesn't. So at the end of the day, it's just a lot that we as people need to learn to look within first before pointing the finger at everybody else. Take accountability and responsibility for the choices and the things that you are doing, that you are saying. You know, think before you speak, because what you may say can push somebody overboard, because you may not really know what it is that they're dealing with at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say something to somebody and not know that maybe earlier that day they tried to commit suicide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what they're battling. So it never hurts, and I tell my kids this all the time, it never hurts to be kind to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because your smile or your kindness may just brighten their day
Change
or help
something.
them to come out of a dark place.
Yeah.
You know, I used to tell them when they were in school that when it came to, you know, I used to always tell them when you see kids that sit by themselves at lunch, that when they sit by themselves at lunch, that ain't nobody but the devil. That's how it works. When you turn around and you begin and you start something, it's going to always be technical difficulties.
Always.
That ain't nobody but the devil.
Dang, we've been on for 40. Okay.
Huh?
I was looking at the time I was screen recording.
But yeah, so, but I would tell them, like, you know, the kids that you see sitting at lunch by themselves, speak to them.
Yeah.
Say hi. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, nobody wants to be lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, to always speak to those that, you know, are by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, those may be some of your best friends. And I really used to joke and say, sometimes they'll be the ones that shoot up the schools. So if you've been nice to them.
Thank goodness we didn't have that like that when we was in school.
I know, right?
Because I know a few that I was mean to. I probably, man, I'm sorry if you out there and seeing it. Nah. But that is true.
Yeah. Well, I used to
But
always
some of
just.
them are crazy though. Like,
They are,
That's
but
why
you
they
know-
sitting by themselves. Some of them do need to be sitting there by themselves.
But a lot of the times that is built up though because they don't have friends.
Something at home too.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes all you need is a friend. Just somebody to listen, just somebody to understand. And that's why a lot of people throughout this day, really, like even with women, we don't even talk with each other because somebody done turned around and betrayed us. And betrayed our trust. That's why when it comes to me, if you want to know my business, come and ask me. I'll tell you. Ain't no shame in nothing that I done went through.
Okay.
Because my mess may be a message for you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed for the stuff that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I do good, you're going to talk about me. And if I do bad, you're going to talk about me. So what does it matter to me? You know what I'm saying? Oh, she thinks she too good. She got this, she got that, is what you're going to be saying. Or, girl, did you see she done lost this, she done lost that. So either way it go, something is going to be said.
Yeah. So you might as well just do it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you want to know, come ask me. You ain't got to go ask everybody else. You ain't got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If I want to let you know what's going on, I'll let you know what's going on. You know? And if I don't, I don't. But why are you worried about my life? Go get worried about yours.
Or go take some accountability with yours.
With yours. Go fix yours. So, yeah. So, you know, Anything else you got to say about accountability? I think that's about enough that we could talk about on it.
Yeah, well, that was good. I really don't have nothing too much to say about it. Just looking in the mirror, and I think sometimes life is going to teach you that, to take accountability. I don't think it's just easy to say and do. Some people are set in their ways, and some people you really can't save. But if you are somebody who wants to take accountability, you do need to start by looking in the mirror and seeing what you want to change. And then it may lead you to other things that you didn't know that you wanted to change, or things that you do like about yourself. So
Right.
I think that's a good topic, and I think that's something that people should definitely work on in 2024.
Correct. And I'm going to say this. My prayer warriors out there. I know there's some of us that we've got. I'm, one of them. God has called me to be an intercessory prayer. We need to step up and start praying for those people that God is telling us to pray for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes people are lacking. You know what I'm saying? When they used to always say, I made it because grandmama was praying for me. You ain't got grandmamas praying like they used to. You got grandmamas in the club. You got, and I'm talking, look, I'm a grandmama, but I ain't necessarily been in the club, but I'm definitely a praying grandmama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got 3 grandbabies. But we've got to get back for praying for those that God is calling us to pray for, because lives are perishing because we don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And in the, the world of just trying to get and follow and do what God is telling us to do, a lot of us are getting distracted, by what Satan is throwing at us.
Yeah.
And we've got to get back to praying for people because they're lacking.
Yeah.
They're needing. And I know that I have an assignment right now of who I pray for on regularly. And I'm telling you, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
But I know when I slack off of the praying, Satan gets busy.
Ooh-wee.
But then when I get back on top of the praying, things get back right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I know that it's God-driven. It's not self-driven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that I want, but this is what God is calling me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that, just another little word for all those out there that that God has called you to pray for other people. That's what you need to get on top of and do. You know what I'm saying? Because those people are special in his life. In other people's life. Like, they have a gift as well that's supposed to be helping somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they need this prayer to help them get through so they can help what the next person is to do. Every last one of everything that we go through is to help the next person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I've gone through with my ex-husband with the Hebrew Israelites, I don't know who's that to help.
Yeah.
Because somebody may be going through that right now.
Mm-hmm.
For one point, I was a part of a group of women to where I had women on there saying that they were being depressed. They were being beaten. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were going through all these things because all of a sudden it became like women were their property. It was no longer being like that of a wife. Mm-hmm. And it was about being obedient. Mm-hmm. And there was no love. But if anybody know what God is love.
Exactly.
Love conquers all.
It's all.
Right. So you have a lot of people that just, want to come in and make things to be what they want it to be. Mm-hmm. It's a narcissistic, selfish world that we have out here, and we have got to stand up and do what God is telling us to do. So I'm calling on God's people, all the intercessory prayers, the prayer wars, stand up, start praying, quit being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back on top of it. Let's start teaching these things.
Yep.
Because we need to know what our gifts are. You know what I'm saying? And when you operate in your gifts, God will make room for you in whatever it is, and you will be successful. Mm-hmm. You will no longer have to worry. That's why I'm doing I'm tired of him whooping me.
Yeah.
He has been whooping me because I don't want to be in front of no camera. I don't want to be talking, Lord. But guess what? I surrender. I surrender. I'm going to talk. I'm going to do what it is that you tell me to do. And I'm going to bring people to his kingdom. I'm going to be obedient, whether I want to do it or not. I do a bunch of talking anyway. Everybody be calling me for advice already anyway.
Okay.
So why not get on here and do it?
But put them on there.
Okay. Oh, I will. I'll be bringing on different people, going over different topics. And if you have a topic that you would like for me to talk about, put it in the comments. So therefore, we could turn around and we could talk about these things and, or gain knowledge on stuff that we may not even know about. You know what I'm saying? This is a podcast that I want us all to grow, to deal with real life challenges, all trials and tribulations, for us to grow closer in Christ. You know what I'm saying? So we can get the true understanding and be what he called you to be. Because we are all great servants. We are all something in his kingdom.
Exactly.
But a lot of us have been beaten down. You know what I'm saying? Don't have anybody to encourage us. Don't have anybody to help us to be positive. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is where we have to start taking each other by the hand and helping each other up. This is not the time to beat each other down.
Yeah, not at all.
It's enough money out here for everybody. It's enough success out here for everybody. We can all be winning. It ain't no need for no hating.
At all.
But do know your circle. Know that everybody not there, and what he says in the word, that when you have somebody that is, against you or that's trying to curse you, you are to pray for them. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So leave that up to him, because he can whoop people way better than you can or I can. Sure. I've learned that for myself. I done sat back and watched.
Yeah. Like tear you up.
Okay? Because you may put a boop, boop, boop on somebody, but they gonna heal. And they gonna still be talking. But when God put a whooping on them, they gonna change and become somebody better. So I'll leave it up to God. So at the end of the day, I'm calling all my people God's people. And even if you don't know God, I hope that through this channel you begin to learn about God. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you can learn to have your own personal relationship with him. This is not about religion. This is about relationship. Yeah. We are all to have our own personal relationship with God. That is how you become who he has called you to be. We all have gifts and talents. And if you don't use them, they will be taken away from you. Pick up your Bible and read your word. It's in there.
Yes.
I'm not going to quote nothing that's not in that Bible. I'll let you know if it's my opinion or if it's in the word. And every time I've said something, what I say is in the word.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in it. Get in it. I had to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So get into your Bible. How about starting today?
Hello.
After this podcast,
read the scripture.
Shut down everything. Have your time with God. Ask him to help you. God, if I've been doing anything wrong, show me where I'm lacking. Showing me what I need to take accountability for. All you got to do is ask him. He will help.
Yep.
And I think it's a scripture that says you receive not because you ask not.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So therefore, if you want something, you got to ask. But if you ask amiss, he's not going to bless. It has to be within his will. So I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight. I hope you go and take accountability. Please take accountability. Accountability. Take responsibility for what you say. Take accountability for what you think. Take accountability for what you do. If you're big and bad enough to do it, as the young folks say, stand on business.
Stand on business.
Ain't no need to be in fake and phony. And if you stand on it, whatever comes along with it, take that too.
Not for real.
Because if the business you stand on is good, you're going to reap the rewards. But if the business you stand on is bad, you're going to reap them consequences.
Yep.
It's the choice is yours. Ain't nobody making you choose right or wrong. That's what you're choosing to do. So again, that all falls back to what? Accountability. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your time with your lady Khaleesi K and B.
Hey. Now, where can we find you and stuff, though, for more?
Oh, well, I am on Facebook. My personal page is Khaleesi K. And I also have my business page, which is Murky Water Creations. And then I also have my nonprofit, which is the Back of My Sisters, which is for short T-Bombs. So you can find me on all 3 platforms. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. And I am starting up my YouTube page as well. So, which Khaleesi K 79. So just follow me on all of those. And, let's become who God has called us to be.
Yes, I love it.
All right. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Until next time.
Bye, y'all.